Yo, what's going on, KicksArt? It's weird. Yesterday I didn't do a sneaker drawing video because I was a little pressed for time. You can go to that video, double check it out. And when I was working on today's video, I felt so out of the loop because that one day that I missed felt like it was eternity. Because I go through a pretty extensive routine on how I go about doing this entire process for the video. And I forgot to do half of my routine. I was kind of oh wait, I forgot to do this. I still have to do this and all this other stuff. Crazy how taking one day off of not doing what I'm usually doing can really kind of set me back and kind of reset my brain a bit. And in case anybody's wondering, I guess I can kind of go through my entire process step by step from start to finish on how a video gets made. So as always, I'm going to pick the drawing for tomorrow's video based off the comments from this video. So always comment down below, let me know what sneaker you'd like to see me draw. And based off those comments, the first thing I do is look for a reference image. Now, especially with reference images, I want to pick something that's pretty true to the color. Of course, lighting and different effects can skew the image, but I want to try to make sure the color is as true to its original form, so that way I can gauge on what kind of markers I need. And then once I have my reference image, then the next thing I want to do is get the stencil ready. So I want to find a good angle of the shoe that I can use as my baseline, so that way I can recreate the stencil. And that process usually takes, like I said, half an hour to 45 minutes. After I've made the stencil, my next step is to go ahead and scan that onto my computer, keep that in my files, so that way I can upload that to the site. After I have my stencil ready to go, the next thing I gotta do is to prepare for the filming process. So what I'll do is I'll get my stencil with the paper on it. I'll lay it down in a part of my table where it can still reach the tripod pretty good, and I'll explain that in a second. And I actually tape down all four ends, so that way when I'm using it, it's not moving around. And then I go and I use my phone to film, by the way. I have an iPhone 7. I do have another camera that I recently bought. It's not anything new or fancy, but it should be better in terms of quality for the videos. I still have to kind of figure out how to do that. I got so much stuff on my plate. I have so much stuff I have to do. The way I have it set up is so that way the tripod is on the opposite side of me, and whenever I upload the video into Premiere Pro, the software that I use for the editing, I flip the video. So normally, since the video is the opposite direction of me, if you're just looking at the video, it's going to be upside down. So I'll just do a 180 on the video, and that orientates it the correct way. So I have my tripod on the other side. I have two light boxes hitting it from different angles, so that way there's plenty of light hitting the drawing. And then I'll go ahead and I'll draw for however long it takes. Luckily, I have the 128 gig, I think it's 128 gig iPhone. So I can draw for as long as I want, and the battery is not going to die, and it's also going to be able to record it all in one stop. After I have the footage of the video, my next step is to take a direct on picture of the shoe, and then I'm also going to get a close-in teaser shot that I'm going to use for the images on my Instagram. Again, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, I would highly recommend that you at least check me out. I'm doing a lot more stuff with it this year than I've done in the past, so definitely go and check it out. Now, once I have all the footage done, the next step is to go ahead and transfer that over to my laptop. Again, unfortunately, that process is pretty slow. For an hour-long video, it takes about 40 to 45 minutes just to transfer. So during that time period, I am taking the images that I took and I'm making the templates that I have saved in Photoshop to get all the Instagram and social media stuff done out the way. If you're looking over at my Instagram, you can see that I'll do a preview, as well as I'll have images and the video of the sneaker after I finish uploaded. So I take care of all that stuff in the meantime while it's rendering onto the computer. And then after it's on the computer, I can go ahead and input the video. And after I have the video in Premiere Pro, I make sure everything else is good besides the audio bit. And then I'll record the audio bit while the video is playing and it's muted, so that way I can gauge how long I'm supposed to be talking for. I'll usually overshoot the audio for a minute or two, so that way in case I have to cut some things out, I can still fill the time period of the video versus me not speaking long enough and then I still have another 30 seconds left of the video, and I don't want to make these videos too short. So that's why I'll usually overshoot the audio process of me doing the commentary, so that way I have more to work with on that end. So I'll go through, I'll do all the editing, then I'm going to actually export the video, and after that I'm going to go and upload it to YouTube. During that time process, I'm making sure that everything prepped for the video is good to go, so that way the stencil is on the website. I have all the images that I'm going to use to upload to Instagram and stuff, and that way I have the template set up for the shorter 1-minute video that I have for Instagram. So I take care of all that extra stuff while this stuff is rendering. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, leave a like down below. As always, comment down below, let me know what sneaker you'd like to see me draw for tomorrow's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.